past few months, a father-son duo known as the Costco Guys has become inescapable online.
We're ordering one of everything at the Costco food court.
Their videos about how much they love the grocery chain's double-chunk chocolate cookies and chicken bakes have earned them over 62 million likes on TikTok alone. They're also well known for rating food items with their signature boom or doom scale.
Let's see where it ranks on the boom meter.
Boom! 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 The duo consists of AJ Befumo and his son Big Justice, but the Costco Guys extended world isn't just limited to those two. There's mama to Big Justice, sister Ashley, cousin Angelo, and a rotating cast of non-family members. The Rizzler, an adorable 8-year-old in New Jersey who frequently collaborates with the Costco Guys, has become the undeniable breakout star. I sat down with AJ to discuss his pro wrestling history, the evolution of the Costco Guys, and how he's built an entire cinematic universe around his content. AJ, welcome to Power User.
Thank you.
All right, I feel like most people know you as one of the Costco Guys. Tell me a little bit about your journey into content creation. Where did this Costco Guys originate from, and how did you get into this whole game?
Well, the Costco Guy thing, it really started out as a joke, and Big Justice and I started going to Costco to kind of take some of the pressure at the house off Mama Justice. So we were going to Costco. We were having fun with it, throwing stuff around, just doing all goofy things. And then one day we said, all right, let's do a video and let's have our audience guess if our order at Costco is going to be over or under. I think it was $350. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So then we followed it up with another video where we did that whole trend where we said, we're father and son. He's at all my baseball games. We're father and son. I work out my biceps and my triceps 3 times a week. And we then said, hey, you know what? Let's bring this over to Costco and let's say we're Costco guys and talk about all the crazy things we do at Costco. And that video just went wild.
There was this clip that went viral of you on Twitter, I don't know, a few weeks ago. That was actually an old clip. It was you in the grocery store, I think, with your son, Big Justice. And it was such a peek into a different, I feel like, version of you guys. It was from years ago. So you've been in the content game for a while. Tell me about how you got into this whole industry.
It's just always been fun. Now that we're almost a year into it, now your eyes open up. So you do see, you have a good idea of what's going to be a viral video and what everyone's going to love. And it was always just for fun. We were just recording for fun. There was so much that we did. I mean, there's some crazy videos that people are pulling up. I mean, snow days where we opened up the window and threw snow into the bathtub, and Mother's Day videos that we made for Mama Justice. So yeah, we've just always been creating, and for a long time it was always for us. And then the whole Costco thing took off. So, it's taken a little bit of a different turn, but we love it. I mean, Big Justice wakes up every morning with a microphone and a camera in his hand with another idea. And now Ashley and Mama Justice were about to launch their channel. So it's just something we all do together and we love.
So give me a rundown of the Costco Guys universe, because I feel like maybe people that have never heard of you before, there's so many extended characters here, but give me the core group, the main characters.
So it starts off with Big Justice, my 11-year-old son, one of the Costco Guys, one of the co-founders of the whole thing. Big Justice and we founded this whole thing together. Then, of course, we have Ashley, my daughter, who's 14, Mama Justice. And, wow, I mean, then from there, the list goes on and on. I mean, of course, we got to start with the Rizzler.
Of course, who is not your son. I think a lot of people think that he is your son online.
No, and it's an awesome story because what happened was, have you seen the Rizzler's video of the Rizzler in the Black Panther costume?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So Big Justice comes to me, I guess it's about 6 months ago now. And he's like, Dad, you got to see this kid. So we're watching this video and my jaw's dropped. I'm like, this is the funniest kid I've ever seen. And I said, Big Justice, we got to get you and this kid on the same screen. This is crazy. So I reach out through Messenger to Uncle Savasta, another member of the Costco-verse, Rizzler's father. And I said, listen, this is AJ, and we got to get Big Justice and this guy on the same screen. Now, by the way, at this point, he wasn't the Rizzler. He was Christian Joseph.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
So I said, we got to get the Rizzler and Big Justice. We got to get Christian and Big Justice on the same screen. So we get back down to talking, and he said, yeah, we love your stuff. Can't wait to do it. Here's my number. So we have a call one night. The call was great. We were both starstruck and wow, it's AJ and Big Justice. Wow, it's Christian Joseph. This is awesome. So They live in New Jersey, so he said, okay, great. We're going to be in New Jersey in June. First thing we're doing is we're meeting up. We went to the American Dream Mall. We did the Toys R Us collab, and I got to tell you, Taylor, we've been family ever since. I mean, we talk every day. We
Oh my
probably see
gosh.
each other a couple times, every few weeks. We're always doing something. We were at the Madison Square Garden game together. We're going to be on network television in a couple of weeks. So we're family now.
Love it. Love it. Um, I want to talk about kind of how you built this world. I know you have a background in professional wrestling, and I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot in the sort of Costco Guys universe that feels almost wrestling to me. Not that you guys have like rivals, but there's a lot of characters, right? And you all have your own brands. So tell me a little bit about your background and sort of what you were doing pre Costco Guys era, pre sort of internet fame era.
Yeah, so I was a professional wrestler, and there's great storytelling in professional wrestling. So I learned a lot about the storytelling. I learned a lot about what's captivating in professional wrestling. And I really wish, the Costcoverse thing kind of happened. I wish I had the comment because someone did name us the Costcoverse. I wish I could ever go back and find that comment of who was the first person to write the Costcoverse just keeps growing and growing.
What is your relationship like with Costco itself? Do you have any sort of formal partnership? What is their reaction to the Costcoverse?
They refer to us as the Costco Guys, and we have a really great relationship with Costco. So they basically have said to us, hey, you guys are doing nothing but positive and happy things here at Costco. We're happy with you recording here. As long as the GM is okay with it at the store and, you're not bothering anybody. And, there's a couple of rules we have to follow. But other than that, I mean, couldn't ask for a better relationship with Costco. We absolutely love Costco.
Amazing. Tell me about, you mentioned that it's been a year, which is so short ultimately, but it seems like you've really professionalized a lot of your content. You've got, I think, like a official podcast studio now that you record out of sometimes. That is really nice looking. Do you have a team of editors that you work with? How do you produce all of this content?
Oh, no doubt. Sometimes more than one time a day. And now we are starting up the Ashley and Mama Justice channel. So right now on our team, we have a manager and 5 editors.
Wow. How are you paying for all of that?
It's a business. It's a business. And, if I opened up a business, whatever it was, I would need employees and I would need support. And this is a very big operation that we're running and we absolutely love it. And we're just having more and more fun every day. So we love our team, and I'm always checking in on our team, making sure everybody is happy, making sure that nobody's overworked, if they need a break. And we have plenty of coverage there. I'm very happy and very grateful for all of them.
Do you make most of your money through sort of sponsorships and partnerships, or do you guys have merch? Are you doing anything else? Like, what is your sort of monetization mix when you think about building that business? What areas do you rely on, and which areas would you like to grow?
So it's a real combination of partnerships with brands, a combination of rewards programs from the platforms. Cameo has been a great partner to us. So we're consistently in the top 5 or 10 in Cameo for a time. We were the #1 Cameo in the world. And wow, we've been to the Cameo building. They are just such a great partner. So merch, we've kind of dabbled in. We haven't found our stride yet in merch. But again, the partnerships, the rewards and bonus programs from the platforms and Cameo, those are the big avenues of money making here in content creation for us.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, a Big Justice, your 11-year-old son wakes up excited to film every day. It seems like he's having a great time with the content. But how do you think about boundaries and kind of maintaining those boundaries? I know he's in school also. And so do you have any sort of set filming schedule? There's been so many conversations lately about child influencers and child content creators and sort of the ethics around that. So how do you think about that?
There's a great balance. We have a great balance. Our family is always together. There's constant communication. When Big Justice needs time away, we take time away. We have, so for instance, you brought up our stream. So we do that on Tuesday nights. Now, the stream is all Big Justice idea. That's him leading the charge on that. He loves streaming, so he can't wait for that every week. He's very active in baseball, so he's currently playing on a Little League team and preparing for the Power Showcase Home Run Derby. So the back end stuff is very much on me, very much the uploading and the editing and the directing. And Ashley is actually playing a really big role in that. She really has taken to that part of the business. And Big Justice is focused a lot on creation and a lot on recording. So we found plenty of time to balance it all and still let Big Justice do things that kids do.
And is he part of the business itself? Like I know you said you're handling all the back end. There's been recent laws in different states, I don't think Florida, trying to mandate that, content creators under the age of 18 that are part of content with their parents like have to receive a certain amount of income or a certain amount of money has to be put aside. Do you, have you thought about any of that? I know you're only a year in, but have you thought about any of
No, we
that?
have all that under control. Yeah, we have financial planning in place. We have accounting in place. We have all that under control. Absolutely.
Amazing. So before you got into content, I think you were also in the mortgage business, the real estate world. Are you still in that, or has this become like a full-time job for you?
This is beyond the full-time job. I can't get to all the things we have to get to. So, yeah. So, I did have to tell my mortgage partners that I'm going to have to take a break right now, and I'm really following something that I really love. And I got to tell you, the truth, Taylor, we can't get to all the opportunities that have been presented to us. So,
what's the craziest opportunity you had to turn down?
Well, there are some things that we've been offered that aren't in our wheelhouse. So there are some crazy opportunities. Well, I'll give you one: a reality television show. So we've been approached about a reality television show. That's just not in our wheelhouse. That's just not something that we want to do. There's been some gambling sites that have reached out to us. That's just not in our wheelhouse. Then there's just been a couple of opportunities with some huge creators that the timing just didn't come together. Like we couldn't get there a certain time, or we had a partnership another time, but we're still very much in conversations with them, and hopefully we can make it happen very soon.
There's been a bunch of partnerships lately between political candidates and influencers. You mentioned the Nelk Boys earlier. Trump has partnered with them. Kamala Harris has her whole Creators for Kamala program. Would you do any sort of content with either of the political candidates? Have any of those campaigns approached you?
Yes, they have. I would be happy to bring them into our world. Come on out and have some double chunk chocolate cookies and let's do a dance. The political part of it is just not in our wheelhouse. But if they would ever want to discuss family with us, discuss happiness with us, yeah, it's something that we're open to.
And you said that they've reached out?
They've reached out. We responded with what we were willing to do. And we haven't heard back.
What other kind of creators would you love to partner with? Is there any sort of like dream person that you're dying to work with that you haven't had the chance to connect with?
Well, of course, Mr. Beast is always on the top of the list. There have been some conversations, so we'll see if that could ever happen. We've
do they sell Lunchly at Costco?
I don't know. I know.
New,
I think Feastables are coming. I don't know if Lunchly is going to be in there. I know Prime is there, and I from what I understand, Feastables it may be there or on the way. So that's a real possibility.
Anyone else?
Shaq. I'd love to meet Shaq someday.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, sports icon.
The Rock. Would love to meet The Rock.
Oh yeah. Well, so many content creators that I've spoken to said that you are their dream collab. I feel like you guys have a lot of hype right now. So I guess, how do you vet your partnerships? Because it seems like everybody wants to partner with you. How do you decide who to collaborate with and who to let into your world?
It's more the people that we're going to make a good collaboration with, more that we're going to make a good video. So I would rather make a really good quality and fun and heartwarming and happy video with a content creator that has 1 million followers rather than someone that's got 10 million followers and we're just on different pages. We're just in different wheelhouses. So when I make that decision, I kind of look at the content. I look very closely and I say, wow, how awesome would this be for us to be on the same screen? So that's what I'm really looking for. I'm really looking for like, what content creator is this going to kind of look like a family dinner and we're just going to be having the greatest time?
Talk to me about your platform strategy, because I feel like you guys blew up, correct me if I'm wrong, primarily on TikTok.
Primarily on TikTok, yeah.
Now TikTok, is probably going to be banned. How are you planning for that? And how are you thinking about sort of what content or what platforms you invest most heavily in? What's on your radar?
We are all in on TikTok. We absolutely love TikTok. We blew up on TikTok. We are very, very grateful for TikTok. That's where our audience is. And our strategy always was that if you chase 2 rabbits, you catch none. So we wanted to go all in on building our TikTok. And then once we did build the TikTok over to 1 million, then at that point, we started to branch out onto YouTube, branch out onto Instagram, X, Snapchat. And it was very well received when we did get there, because it was very much as if those that are native to those platforms that were watching those platforms came and said, great, now we're here, and now the Costco guys are here. Now AJ and Big Justice are here. This is what we've been waiting for. So I very much believe in that strategy. If I was ever advising someone that's just getting started, I don't believe in trying to be everywhere all at once. I would say pick your platform, win on that platform, and then reach out to the other platforms.
It seems like you're diversified enough now that if TikTok does go away in a couple months, it's not going to significantly affect you.
It would make an impact, sure. It would make an impact, but yes, we are growing everywhere.
Talk to me about the dynamics of fame and how it's changed. I mean, I feel like you went from a pretty not super well-known person, average guy, to this celebrity, this internet celebrity overnight almost. I mean, it happened very quickly in a matter of months. How has that affected your lives and especially like your family?
When I was in professional wrestling, my trainer, my mentor in the wrestling business, Iron Mike Sharp, he's no longer with us. He was a WWF superstar. And he always told us, those that make it just become more of what they are. And, there were some wrestlers that I came up with that I didn't really like them anymore after they made it. My point to all this is right now, I have never been so grateful and so thankful. I am just so my favorite comment to ever read is, we made the right people famous. That is just so heartwarming. That means so much to me. And when I look at the chance that I get to, not that I have to, the chance that I get to stop and take pictures with people. I get to stop and take videos with people. And Big Justice is right there by my side. I mean, we are so grateful for that. And the fact that we can make people happy. When people come to us with their phone with a big smile and say, I can't wait to see your videos every day because they make us so happy. Can we get a picture with us? There's just no greater feeling in the world.
Have you experienced any of the downsides to fame, though? I mean, being in the spotlight, you're also under insane scrutiny. People say really vicious, hateful stuff. I mean, how has that affected you or Big Justice or Ashley?
So I wouldn't write something like that about somebody. So if I saw something that, whatever, I wasn't a fan of or I didn't like, okay, great. That's how someone wants to express themselves. That's what makes them happy. Let me move on. I think somebody that is gonna take the time to write something like that and write for us to go away or write something crazy about an 11-year-old boy or a 14-year-old girl, that's a reflection on them. That's not a reflection on us. We are very confident in who we are, that we are a very, very happy family that spread happiness. So, I mean, look, if you look at our comments, Taylor, we have thousands of comments. There's a few that are that nonsense. There's another hundreds and thousands of happiness. Where do you think my attention is going to go?
Yeah.
So I'm going to look at that comment. Oh, yeah, brain. All right, this. All right. Oh, this guy, I'm making him happy. Boom. There it is.
That's hard, though. I mean, I feel like that's hard for... I guess it's not hard for you. I agree. But, I mean, what about for Ashley and Big Justice? Like, do they ever read the comments or do they mostly stay off of that
They're
stuff?
confident. They're happy. They're confident. They love what we're doing each and every day.
That's amazing. Well, you gotta lead a class on teach more kids how to be that resilient. I think it's amazing.
I'd be very, very happy. And by the way, the master of that class is Gary V. And I had the absolute honor to meet Gary V about a month ago. And I did forget that a moment ago. He said, who would we want to collaborate more than anyone? It was Gary V, because I just wanted to go in there. And even if I got a minute with Gary V, I just wanted to say thank you. I want to say thank you for letting me know to not give a you-know-what and to go out there and be myself and spread happiness. So once again, thank you, Gary V. Bring the boom.
With attention to comes controversy. You guys are sort of known to be the least controversial creators. Like you've managed to somehow get really famous without getting involved in any sort of scandal. How have you managed to navigate that? Because I feel like no matter what you do online, there's going to be a bad faith reading and manufactured controversy that just comes with fame. So how have you successfully navigated that?
It's just not our thing. We just don't pay attention to it. We just don't buy into it. I mean, I guess a couple months ago, there was the video that came out where I was directing in Costco and telling,
Yeah.
oh, wait, Eric, this is your line. This is my line. This is Jay's line. And, you know, people were making me out to be a monster. And then other people were jumping in like, what are you talking about? He said, that's your line. That's your line. That's it. He didn't get aggravated or raise his voice or anything. So, I mean, Taylor, look, I know who I am. It's like, I can't control what other people are going to think, but listen, I know who I am. I know I'm happy. I know I stand on my business. I know I take care of my kids. My family's happy. We live a great life. And that's where I am.
Yeah. Tell me about the boom meter. How'd you come up with that?
We eat good food.
Okay, yes.
That's a little bit of a challenge right now because we do hear a lot about you guys give everything a boom. Well, then
You do give out a lot of booms.
Yeah, we do. We do. But there's more. Listen, I know some may say that we're food critics. Big Cat from Barstool Sports flat out said I'm a food critic. To me, it's more about the spirit. It's more about the happiness. So listen, food might taste better if you're in a place with good lighting and happiness and good music and smiles than it would in somewhere where it's dark and unhappy. So, the boom meter is very much a combination of, how good the food is. Look, I'm not Gordon Ramsay. I'm not Emerald Lagasse. I'm going out to eat and have a good time. So I'm looking for the good in everything. I mean, it could be a matter of perception. I'm looking for what's good in there. So we brought out the boom meter so that we weren't just limited to boom or doom. So that, if something was awesome, it's getting 5 big booms. And if something is somewhere in the middle, it might get 3 booms.
I notice on your videos, especially when you collaborate with people too, everybody has their own little logo, like their own branding. How did you come up with that? And how do you think about branding? Because I feel like you guys are so good at sort of cultivating very specific personal brands.
Yeah, it's a gift. It's a gift. And, I look at someone and I see all the good in them and I see what they bring. And, I just say, this is what their logo should look like.
Yeah, I feel like you've really developed a lot of serialized content too, where you have these formats and sort of, I think you're developing what people would call IP for sure around kind of these different things like the boom meter or, like your shows. Would you ever expand off of social media? You have so many content creators now building out IP into streaming deals, other types of stuff. So I guess is that something that you'd eventually pursue?
Yeah. So we are doing our stream right now, and we're going to put the work into that, and we're going to see where the stream goes. We're having a lot of fun with that. I would look into a talk show format, like a late night talk show format. I think I would like something, at a desk, like a Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel style, or I would also like a game show. I think a game show would be fun. The first ever father and son hosted game show. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I love that. How do you see your relationship evolving? I feel like, okay, Big Justice is 11, so that is before the teenage years, which are notoriously difficult for parents to navigate, and also where, kids generally rebel and sort of want to go against everything that they loved, like growing up. How do you plan to navigate that? And especially when you think about sort of the brands that you've built.
Well, so I believe in a lot of hugs. I believe in confidence, giving our kids confidence. And I also believe in empowering our kids. So Big Justice has a lot of room to grow. And I think that a lot of that challenge, as you're saying, when kids are growing up and are being rebellious, I think that because there is a lot of headbutting going on between the kids and the parents. So Big Justice has a lot of room to grow. Big Justice is a big part of deciding the direction of the channel. And, we've had Big Justice out on sets with other creators who had teams and had scripts and had cameras and microphones and everything. And this is what we were going to do. And I've watched Big Justice sit there and say, no, that doesn't make sense. Let's put the chicken bake here. Let's put the camera there. And like everybody's jaw is dropping. So I do think that, Big Justice has that empowerment and has that control that I think is going to really carry our relationship through many, many years of good times.
I've written about so many family channels over the years, though, and sometimes, like, especially when kids get to teenage years and they have a lot of fame or they're making a lot of money, like, it can affect the dynamics of a family. Do you notice any of that happening, or do you have any sort of plans to not, like, on how to deal with that?
I think it's always going to happen. I don't think fame has any difference at all with it. I mean, I have friends here at the local Little League who, when we were in T-ball, the relationship was great. And now they're growing up and the son doesn't want to play the position the father wants him to play. So that's family. That's not fame. Listen, we have to stand on our business, and I got to be a good father, and I got to listen to our kids. And, whether we're famous or not, there's going to be challenges that we have to work together and overcome.
What do you have next, and what can people look out for in terms of your content and what you've got planned?
We've really hit our stride with music. So we have a lot of music.
The song is so good.
Thank you.
I love the song. Oh my God, I have to pull up my Spotify, but literally I listen to it unironically. We Bring the Boom.
We Bring the Boom. Still Bringing It was just released about a week ago.
And you've got some remixes too, right? We got the remix with the
Bring the Boom
Rizzler.
remixes everywhere. We are going to have two paid partnership deals out very soon that are remixes of We Bring the Boom for very large brands. Our goal here, Taylor, was, look, over the next year, we don't want to just push out 12 songs to have 12 songs. We want to make 12 bangers. So, we don't want 36 songs. We want 12 bangers that everyone's going to remember. And, are going to start dance trends and are going to make people happy. So music is definitely an avenue where we're going. The stream, we're going to see where the stream goes. AEW, of course, I'm wrestling for AEW. That match is right around the corner. All the final details.
Tell me a little bit. Yeah, tell me a little bit more about the wrestling. Are you still engaged in that world?
I am back. So I was a professional wrestler for about 10 years. And then an opportunity came up for us to appear backstage at AEW, All Elite Wrestling, at their big All Out in Chicago. So we were backstage and we did some content backstage, and the response was overwhelming. When's Big AJ stepping back in the ring? We have things worked out with AEW. I am signed to a one-match contract. And I put out what it's going to take. So there is an AEW wrestler, QT Marshall, and QT Marshall had a problem with me stepping back in the ring, and he said that he wants to take on Big Boom AJ one-on-one, and I came back to QT Marshall, and I said, all right, on November 23rd at AEW's next pay-per-view at Full Gear up at the Prudential Center in New Jersey, where I was born and raised, you step in the ring with me, and your challenge is accepted. So I haven't heard anything yet, so we'll see, Taylor. But I might be coming to AEW to bring the boom.
Okay, wait. I am so happy to hear you say you're from New Jersey, because I think you guys, somebody posted a tweet a while ago, but you have the most New York tri-state area energy ever, I think, of any content creators. But you live in Florida, correct?
We did. In 2021, we made a trip to Boca Raton, Florida to visit a friend and a business partner. And the kids said, this is where we want to live. We absolutely love it here. So we came back to New Jersey. It was in May. We listed the house. We sold the house. We were living in Florida by July. That was July 2021. So we've been here over 3 years now.
Wow. Do you miss the tri-state area? You must go back a lot. I mean, that's where the Rizzler is.
Yeah, I have two homes. I really look at it that we have two homes. I mean, so we're all over.
You're back there. Have you always been this much of an earnest person? I feel like part of what makes your content pop is the sort of I don't want to say lack of self-awareness, but lack of you're so positive and so you keep it so consistent. Do you ever have moments where you get down, or have you always had this energy?
No. And
you never do?
No.
Mm-mm. What if you crack one day, AJ?
I can't. It's mindset. You live your life from here out. You do not live your life from here in. If you live your life from out here in, you're going to crack. If you live your life from in here, what's in your heart, if you live your life from here out, you will not crack.
I feel like I could see you doing motivational speeches, perhaps. Is that something you've ever done?
It would be very real. It would be very, very real, and I would really make it so a fifth grader could understand it, because I do think that is a challenge in the motivational field right now is a lot of it is tough to understand. But if I ever did do that, and I would love to do it, it would be very, very real. While we're touching on this, I do want to touch on my four pillars of success and happiness.
Oh, let's hear them.
If I ever am breaking down, if there ever is something that isn't being successful. So if there's something that's not working in my life, I go back to my four pillars and I look at which one I'm not doing. And I know as soon as I fix that, everything's together.
What are they?
Pillar number one, zero. Again, zero negative thoughts. Negative thoughts do not serve us. If a negative thought gets in your head, get it out. Get it out, shut the door, do not let it back in. Negative thoughts do not belong in our heads. Number two, eliminate mistakes to maximize time. Time is our most valuable resource. This half hour we spent, we're never getting back. So I'm very happy that this was very productive for both of us. Eliminate mistakes to maximize time, whether it's in business, whether it's in relationships. Get that nonsense, get that garbage out of your life and use your time wisely. Number three, take massive action. Okay, so you want to make it on TikTok, you want to make it on YouTube, whatever it is you want to make it in. Do not let the world hold you back. Take that massive action. Watch the scene from Rocky. You know what you're worth, go out and get it. Number four, replace expectation with appreciation. Don't expect 1 million people to watch your video, but appreciate it to the end of the world when they do. And there you go. Those are my four pillars of success and happiness. And if ever something's not going right, I look at that, I see which one I'm not doing right, and I fix it.
Amazing. I feel like this is the beginnings of a great book, perhaps a self-help book or something.
There's a lot we could do. You never know.
All right, AJ. Well, thank you so much for joining Power User. This was such a treat.
This was a big boom.
That's the show. You can watch full episodes of Power User on my YouTube channel at Taylor Lorenz. Power User is produced by Travis Larchuk and Jelani Carter. Our executive producer is Zach Mack. Power User is part of the Vox Media Podcast Network. If you like our show, give us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode of Power User. In the meantime, check out my newsletter, usermag.co on Substack.